here on Overgrowth. And spawning up in the top right as our teal Protoss is going to be AeiS, representing, oh great, this just slipped my mind. What was the...
Imperative Gaming.
Thank you, yeah.
Alright, yeah, starting our second match, the Terran versus our Protoss, is Immortal Gaming's Seryph, wearing the yellow trunks, going with a nice gas first before barracks. I have it on good authority from his mouth himself that he's going to be cheesing this series. Apparently, he told me he's good friends with AeiS, so they play regularly. So he doesn't want to macro against him because he loses all the time in that situation, I guess. So I'm interested to see what kind of cheese he throws out. He's already got the full wall off, so the probe's not going to see anything going on in the main.
That's actually a pretty clever way to wall off. Of course, that leaves it with a pretty low health, so that probe could easily bat down that wall.
Be a hero probe, but yeah, he sends the SCV over to start building it again.
Start pecking away at that one. Have a Marine coming out of that barracks instead of a standard Reaper, but we do have a factory going down pretty quickly.
Yeah, factory, I think it's going to be with the one gas only still. I think we're going to be like a Widow Mine drop, is my bet. But we'll see. I mean, it's not nearly as cheesy as I was hoping to see. I would like to have seen some like proxy shenanigans going over here on the east side of the map, so you can drop the Widow Mine in immediately. But I'm not even sure that he's going to go for that. I mean, could be anything at this point. There's a lot of options open to Seryph, but I do know he will be going for an early attack at the very least.
Yeah, AeiS is going for a pretty safe build here. He's just thrown down his natural expansion.
Yeah, natural before going for a tech committal. Still have yet to see where his plan is going. Mothership Core just got out. He's about to have enough gas to decide. See when he gets to 100 gas. It's going to be Robo, Twilight Council. We'll see.
Yeah.
AeiS tries to get another scout off with his probe, but is unable to get in with the Marines behind the wall. I think AeiS knows something is up. And yeah, there's a Widow Mine. He's going to drop with, looks like a Hellion, a Widow Mine, and 4 Marines. Not sure if he's going to be able to get too much done with the Nexus Cannon. Is definitely going to be available by then.
Yeah, it's only another 20 energy away.
Yeah, and he's going to have his Robo facility nearly done, I think, by the time the drop gets in, and there's going to be an observer on the way out of that. Not sure if this attack is going to get a whole lot done. Medevac's about to pop, though, so we'll see shortly. Yeah, I think I prefer the style where you try and push in with this stuff at the natural, force a Nexus Cannon in the natural, and then drop immediately in the main. But he doesn't have enough forces to split up and force that. He would need to move in.
Is going to see this push out with when he has that Zonaga tower down there. So.
Yeah, he sees everything. Seryph flying right through that.
Yeah, and he did get a chance to see it. I was looking at his vision, so he knows he knows about this.
Yeah, Seryph dropping on the fringe of the base, not even going to try and rush in. He's still out of range in the Nexus Cannon. Gets a burrow off on the Widow Mine. It's going to hit the Zealot only.
He needs to move back.
He's lost 1 Marine to that Nexus Cannon, but he's not going to be able to get anything done. The 2 Hellions moving into the natural. They're picking up some probe kills. That is nice. It's up to 2 workers killed so far. Might get a 3rd down there. As the Marines move over and pick up the transferring probes. That's nice. Yeah, Observer's out. Saves the Widow Mine here, but he might lose the medevac. Oh no!
And loses both of it.
3 Marines, 2 Hellions. This Nexus Cannon's about to expire. He might be able to get something done. The 2 Stalkers really low on health.
Yeah.
But he's got 2 more in reserve. I think this drop harass is about to stop here.
Yeah, it's about to get cleaned up right here.
Only loses 1 of those Stalkers, but he does have his natural expansion established, turning that into an orbital command at this point. Not sure where he's going to be headed now, going for 2 more Tech Lab barracks. Interesting. Following up this with the Stim and Combat Shield research. 2 more barracks. There we go. We're going up to 5 racks total. That's what we want to see on 2 bases.
He also is going to be expanding to a 3rd base here shortly.
Yeah, he's going to be able to move into the mid game here. Looking to see 2 A bays coming down shortly from him. Not sure when exactly that's going to happen. Scans the main to see what else is going on. Sees the addition of 1 gateway and the Robo building an Immortal. We'll see. I think AeiS is kind of expecting more pressure here. I think if he saw that 3rd command center, he would go ahead and expand. He's got the Observer in position. He'll see that eventually. Probably a little bit later if Seryph takes that northern 3rd versus the eastern one.
Yes. We're no doubt going to see that real soon. We have a small push out for Seryph.
Observer's in position to see it. AeiS is totally prepared for this. He's got a Warp Prism on the way. With his 4 gateways finishing up now, so he's going to be at 7 total. He's looking good. He's going to be able to ramp up his unit production to compete with the 5 barracks of Seryph. You got 2 bunkers coming down in the front for Seryph. I think he can't decide if he needs to attack or defend. Moving out here with these Marines to see what's going on. He might lose that medevac. Oof.
Was that smart? Was that smart loading everything up?
He's lucky AeiS didn't get Blink.
Yeah.
But this Immortal push coming in, those 2 bunkers are not going to be enough. He's got SCVs in position to repair, but I don't think it's going to be enough against the 2 Immortals plus the Zealots and Sentries.
Yeah, that's just too many. That's just too much of a. That's just too much of a Protoss army to deal with this little defense. There's no siege tanks with this wall. If you won't even consider it a wall.
Yeah, the siege tanks wouldn't be too useful against these Immortals, but the bunker goes down immediately with the force fields forcing the SCVs off, and now AeiS is just hammering this front. The bunker's going to die. Those bunkers were totally useless. Didn't really get anything done. Now he's just moving in, and he's up 30 supply. No more force fields. So this bio is going to be able to get a decent amount done with the SCVs to tank, but he is losing a lot of workers while this is happening.
Yeah, he might be able to snipe the Warp Prism. Yes, he does.
But those 2 Immortals remaining with the Stalkers to back up, this is a really painful position to be in as Terran.
He's going to try to get everything up the ramp.
That initial Gambit didn't work out well enough.
Behind.
Yeah, Seryph's starting to lose everything. His orbital command is actually burning down. He needs to repair that shortly, but that supply depot is going to go down, and AeiS is going to be able to move up here.
Yeah.
Seryph snipes the Observer, so there's no more high ground vision for this army, with the Warp Prism and Observer having gone down, but he's still got a pylon fairly close, and there's actually a 2nd Observer in position, so he's going to be fine. And his army is so much bigger. Terran does not have force fields, so he has no way to keep him out of this base.
Yeah, this is just a very devastating attack.
Yeah, he's going to move in, and Zealots slicing up the SCVs. The bio is powerful, and with Stim has enough firepower to fight off this army slowly, but there's just too much of it. If this were an even fight, this MMM would be enough, but without the 2nd base established and with so many workers down, I mean, he's got 8 SCVs mining minerals right now and 3 on gas total to AeiS's very well established 2-base economy. And with warp gates, I mean, he doesn't need to wait for units to walk across the map.
Yeah, and very shortly, it's the Marine, the MMM composition is going to be completely useless when these Colossus get out and join this Protoss army.
Yeah, with +1 attack, +1 armor, and extended thermal lance all on the way, and they're all going to finish right about the same time here. AeiS is going to be in great position to finish up. Yeah, and you can tell how comfortable he is with him going for the double forge. Typically, you just get 1 forge and go for armor, and then add on your other tech with that gas rather than the extra attack. But he's so far ahead right now, just taking that 3rd base, getting the double upgrades. He's looking great. He doesn't realize that 3rd base has mules and some SCVs working at it. If he noticed that'd kind of be game over for Seryph. But he's eking by minute in this game further this goes on.
Yeah, he sees that 3rd base, but he doesn't know what is going on with it.
Yeah, I don't think he just wants to afford Seryph the opportunity to move down and get a better engagement. With a nice surround, this Bioforce might actually be able to hold off, because the Stalker is actually pretty bad in a straight-up fight without Blink.
Blink is on the way, but it's just now starting, so it's going to be another minute and a half.
Yeah, nearly 3 minutes for Blink to finish. But the Colossus tech is already out, and Extended Thermal Lance is done. 1-1 is complete. Once that Blink is done, he's going to be good, but he just warps in some Zealots and moves them over here to this third base position and forces that to lift, which forces Seryph to hand. He's going to try and stim down the ramp, get something done. But with the 2 sentries there threatening to force field that army in half, he really has nothing to do there. He's going to be able to elevate her down onto the third base position and, like I said, hopefully get a better position.
Yeah. Now AeiS has a choice. He can engage this army, or he can move right up into the Terran main.
I think he's going to chase the army. There's not really any reason not to at this point. He could just go straight to the main, but he's going to be able to kill this CC, and he's going to be able to get home right about the time that Terran army makes it over there. And now this Terran army is just isolated. It can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
it's separated up in the medevacs, but Blink is imminent here.
Yeah, and 2-2 is just now starting up, so...
Oh no, it's move commanded! Oh, these two armies just move commanding right past each other before the engagement starts. Force fields cut it in half, and they're just going to turn tail and run. AeiS doesn't want to lose his army advantage to a bad fight, and Seryph doesn't want to take any fights right now. He's moving this ninja force over to the natural. But, oh man, 3 stims on this army. That's a really soft fireball. Yeah, he's not going to get much done there. Kills off 2 probes with those Marauders and Marines. That's not really worth it. And right as Seryph prepares to move into the third, AeiS' army is moving back into position.
Yeah.
There's no Vikings with this force, so he has no business fighting this 3 Colossus army. I mean, if there's 1 Colossus, not having the Vikings is too bad, but he just can't afford it.
But with 3, you just can't. It's just not going to happen with 3 Colossus. 1, maybe, if you're lucky. 3, it's not. It's just not going to happen. It's just not in the cards. Now there's 4 Colossus.
Big drop in the main, but with so many cannons here, I mean, the cannons are out of position a little bit, but they're going to be able to lay this army, do a little bit of damage. The Blink forward, this army's getting cleaned up. They aren't able to get anything done. That's GG. Hey guys, welcome back to game number 2 of match number 2 of the night. This is Group F of Vanguard League, ASL Season 4. We've got our PBT back here on Vonnie Research Station in the north of the map, wearing the teal trunks. It is Imperative Gaming's AeiS, up 1-0 in the series so far.
Yes. And down in the bottom of this very interesting map, sporting the yellow Terran, representing Immortal Gaming, is going to be Seryph. And he has a SCV battling a probe down here.
Yeah, not quite able to get that full wall off before the probe gets in. So that probe is going to die here in this base at some point. Going to be annoying before then, though. Poking away at the SCV. The SCV does not recharge shields, so
unlike
probe might be able to get a kill. Oh, doesn't sneak out on that down split.
Denied.
Seryph actually scouted around his 3rd and 4th bases looking for proxies. Not sure what he's expecting to find there, but AeiS just playing totally standard. So he's going to go and try and establish his natural early on, once again before committing to any tech path. Meanwhile, Seryph going for Reaper into Reactor and looking to throw down his natural as well. So not too aggressive out of Seryph. He thinks he can go toe-to-toe with AeiS. I certainly hope so. He's not going to be so far behind in this game, looks like, so we'll see what he can pull out.
Yeah, he obviously saw that his cheese play couldn't commit against him, against his Protoss foe. So he's just saying, forget it. I'll try a standard game and let's just see how it goes.
Yeah, this Reaper is actually not headed across the map, so he's not getting a scout off in the main at all. He's just going around looking for proxies, looking for shenanigans on AeiS' side. But AeiS is showing us, the ones who can see everything, that he's not going for anything crazy, just getting Warp Gate, getting his Stalker out. This Reaper's not going to be able in the base for very long with the Stalker coming out with the Mothership Core and support. And he just pokes in, he's going to poke right back out. Doesn't even get to see that the Natural's down. So AeiS very easily could hide some tech, but he just goes for the safe and standard Robo.
Yes.
Interested to see if we see the same Immortal play out of him this game, or if that was just reactionary to the failed drop attempt in game 1.
In either case, it could be either, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Docker and Mothership Core in position to deny this Reaper, but it gets in and sees the Natural. I think that Reaper's going to die if there's no cliffs to jump out on this Natural, but he does confirm. Yeah, the Stalker's in position to kill that. That's going to go down there. So the Reaper's down. He's not going to be able to see any more tech here unless he spends a scan. And he's actually preparing the same exact tactic. So we'll see here, 2 observers queued up at the Robo facility already. But Seryph's build is actually delayed from last game quite a bit. So he went for the CC earlier than last game. But I think because of that, he's going to get even less done. He's moving out with some Marines and Hellions, maybe looking to force that Nexus Cannon. But they're actually going to go right around these Stalkers, looks like, and he might be facing some trouble back at home because of that.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Stalkers find the medevac! Oh no!
And they're going to focus it down.
Oh, and it gets down and unloads.
Everything gets out first.
Using that medevac at this point is so painful still.
At least he didn't lose everything that was inside of it.
Yeah,
it's a little less painful, but it's still a painful loss, but it's not as painful as it could have been.
Alright, Hellions and Marines run into the main, trying to get something done. They pick up a couple probe kills.
And does force the Nexus Cannon. Yeah,
the Nexus Cannon being forced, but this the way the main and Natural are situated on this map, the Nexus Cannon protects the Natural as well. And it's really hard for these Marines or Hellions to get in and do anything more, so he's just going to sacrifice them. It picks up 1 Stalker, which is nice, but adding on gateways, and he's going for the early Colossus tech, so we're not going to see the same Immortal pressure out of him. We're just going to go up to 3 bases in Colossus and then move out and do some damage. The mid game looks like, yeah, there goes the 3rd Nexus.
Yeah. Right now, Seryph is adding on 4 barracks, as well as just finishing up 2 tech labs. So,
yep. Standard going into 5 racks on 2 bases is what we like to see out of our Terran friends. Going to add a reactor to that starport here shortly, and lift up those racks on the tech labs, get stim and combat shield started. Meanwhile, AeiS' observer is just nice and comfortable in the middle of the base. He sees all of this happening, and he is very happy about that. This is exactly what you expect to see in TVP. And so, as AeiS, who's playing a nice, safe, standard Protoss vs. Terran, he's going to be in a great position to take this. It's not going to be automatic for either player by any means, but he's going to be comfortable. He knows how to play against this. This isn't going to be any crazy right hooks out of nowhere. Like, this is just normal play. I'm surprised we haven't seen the reactor yet. The 3rd and 4th gases haven't finished yet for Seryph. I think this was a little later than he would like them to be. We want to have that medevac production going quickly, especially with that first loss. He doesn't have any medevac. And he needs to identify that this is Colossus tech so he can get the medevac count up so that he can start Viking production. Yeah, Marines move into the 3rd base, but there's no probes here yet to kill. Probes come in to transfer, but by the time they get there, the Marines are going to get pushed away.
Yeah, he's just going to have to run on home.
Yeah, and Seryph not able to get anything done in this game, really just finding himself up against a brick wall of Protoss, just like in game 1. He's got his macro fired up. He's starting a medevac in the starport while he gets the reactor up on the factory. I like that a lot. But his macro is 5 barracks are up and running and going. And he's going to be pumping out the bio, but without the medevac count being as high as you normally like it. I mean, at this point, at like 11:30 in the game, you want to have 3-4 medevacs out, dropping around the map, putting on the pressure. Like the 10-11 medevac timing is the bread and butter of TVP, and he's unable to do that because his medevac count is so low.
Yes.
Personally,
what I would like
the
to
2nd
see
starport
is
now.
Ghosts. I'd like to see some ghosts in this game. I would think that would be a very effective way to help even the playing field.
The problem with adding the ghosts, now that the Templar tech is being fleshed out, we're going to want to see that eventually out of him. But the Colossus just do too much straight up damage for Ghost switch before getting Viking as a medevacs out. And that infrastructure you really need 2 or 3 bases. But actually, Seryph only has 1 SCV on gas in his main and 2 on the other in his main. So that explains where his gas is so low. I'm surprised he hasn't noticed that yet. I mean, if you play in the Diamond League like these guys do, you play a lot of games, you know how it feels at this point in the game typically, and you can say to yourself, I feel like I'm starved for gas, even if you haven't identified yet that I'm short on SCVs. So he needs to identify that and get his gas production going. He's not going to be able to tech switch into anything if that stays that low. I mean, you want to have at least 4 gases to be able to afford medevacs and upgrades as Terran, and he's not going to be able to do any of that.
That might explain why he's getting these other 2 gases. He has three in the others, in his natural on gas already. Yeah.
Yeah, and his 2-2, you want to start those together. He's only able to start +1 attack, and his starports are sitting idle. And with the constant lack of medevacs, this is going to be a real problem for him. He's got 3 loaded up and ready to drop in the main. But with Blink finishing up here and the Dark Shrine coming down, AeiS is going to be able to put on a lot of pressure. He's already got High Templar in position to deal with this. And, oh no, the medevacs load up, and Blink is almost done. Seconds away. He's lucky that's not done. The Marines Marauders move into the 3rd, though, to do some damage. The Colossus come back, and they're able to prevent most of that being done. And AeiS continues to hold an advantage.
Yeah.
Dropping the natural is going to get a little bit done, but once again, AeiS has just got forces in position to not take 2 drastic losses. Lost a handful of pros there. Blink is done, though, so he's sniped from the medevacs.
Picks off 1, and the other one gets away with 52 HP, and only 8 Marines.
Seryph still hasn't identified his lack of gas. He's actually down essentially 1 extractor with 3 SCVs not mining gas. He's basically on 5 gas now rather than 6. And he needs to identify that that's why he is hurting in this game. He should be up enough in medevacs that he should start Viking production now. And then, like you mentioned, add on the Ghost as he takes his 4th now that he's identified that Templar tech is out. Because you need Ghosts and Vikings to fight Templar and Colossus.
Yes.
Without the Ghost, the Storms are going to tear him apart. The Archons are going to tear him apart, even if he manages to get his Viking count up enough to deal with these Colossus.
Yeah, it's just not going to end well for him. He's getting his 4th over here on the about I think 730 position. It's hard to tell on this map.
Yeah, this guy has some wonky map positions. He's doing another drop it in the natural, but with so many units in position, he can't do that. He denies the 4th, and Seryph is looking okay with these moves right now, but the problem is he's at 2-1 with his +1 armor just started. Meanwhile, AeiS has +3/+3 started and on the way, and with Chrono Boost, those are going to be on the way probably faster than the +2 armor gets there, and that's going to be really painful.
Yes, more harassment from this very small bio force from Seryph.
It's a lot harder to choke a Protoss out on 3 bases than it is on 2. If you can hold a Protoss to 2 bases, they don't have the option to go Templar and Colossus. They can't be quite as generous with their deck gas. And he's able to deny the 4th going down for a little bit for AeiS, but the 3 base economy Protoss is scary enough that you're fine sitting back for a while on that as Protoss.
Yeah. You got about 5 Zealots and a few High Templar warping out over here. I'm going to reinforce this army as it approaches.
Yeah, AeiS is just barreling down the front. He doesn't even care about these Marines and Monitors off on the side here. He's chased across the map. The force in the natural has gotten a little bit done.
Yeah, it's just going to melt this away.
Yeah, he's going to clean up that drop shortly here, and Seryph is looking like he doesn't have anything to deal with this. He's got a handful of Vikings, 5 out right now, 6 now, to deal with 4 Colossus with 1 hallucinated.
2.
Yeah, this army is about to get annihilated with Storms and Colossus.
This army is gone.
I'm sorry, viewers, if you play Terran, that was not pleasant to watch. He just dropped in supply. He's below 100 now, meanwhile AeiS is shooting up in supply while he warps in reinforcements.
Yeah, as a Protoss player, this is a very good situation, but I have played Terran before. It's my second preferred race, so I can see the pain in that.
Yeah, that was hard to watch for our Terran brethren, but